Ben, welcome to Mint. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you for being on.
Of course, Adam. Good to see you, man. Excited to be
Good,
here.
good to see you. Excited for you to be here. You got a lot of things going on with charged particles, specifically an NFT drop that's happening. We have a lot to talk about. Okay, I had you on last time we talked was on blockchain and booze when I was still doing that. You were in the last episode, an iconic episode. But this
Because
time,
of my choice of drink, or
yes, exactly, because of your choice of drink and your burping spree. But nonetheless, here we are today. A lot has developed. How are you doing? What's going on? How's your state of mind?
good man. I've got a hard kombucha just for old times' sake, right here. So for backstory, people listening, I'm not normally a drinker. So blockchain and booze realized I needed booze, so I raided the fridge and found the things that are discarded over periods of time,
Yes.
meaning hard kombucha.
Yes.
Poor choice.
Amazing. Amazing. Ben, let's start off by giving a quick intro on yourself for those who don't know you, for the world that needs to know who you are. Okay. Tell
Sure.
us about yourself. How'd you get into crypto? And we'll start there and we'll kind of like work our way.
Sure. Name's Ben Lakoff, American background in finance. I'm a college golfer, ex D1 full ride college golfer, which is a little unknown fact. Also a drummer, as is Adam.
Which,
I'll
hold
give you
on, I
those.
learned that
Yeah,
behind the scene, and you gave me shit. Not shit. You complimented my drum set and thought it was a
yeah, it
Yamaha,
looked
but it's a
just like my old
DW, and
one.
I'm offended. A
Yeah,
Yamaha and DW, two different. Anyways, continue. I'm gonna hop
I
off.
mean
Go.
it brings me back to my middle school days. So I actually quit drumming to focus more on golf. But this is way before the timeline is relevant for a lot of people. So my background's in finance. Last job was in private equity, and then transitioned into crypto. I made an angel investment into a crypto exchange. I was living in Thailand at the time, a Thai crypto exchange. Started a Web3 company, crypto trading company. That one failed in 2019, kind of in the middle of the bear. Stuck around, obsessed with crypto. Did a lot of angel investing, advising, and ended up in Gitcoin Kernel, which is now Kernel. It's spun out, which is a Web3 accelerator, and met Rob Secord, who's the original founder of Charged Particles. Joined him, drank a lot of the Kool-Aid, and now full-time co-founder, business lead of Charged Particles, which is an NFT protocol that allows you to give your NFT its own smart wallet so it can hold other assets in a programmable way. So ERC20s, 721s, 1155s, whatever you want, you can put those inside of your NFT. Yeah, I'm here today.
Amazing. One thing that I don't have enough purview on is why do NFTs need their own? You said smart wallet. Is that what you
Mm,
called it? Why do
mhm.
NFTs need their own smart wallet? What kind of use cases come to mind that need smart wallets?
Yeah. No, good question. So, I mean, it depends on your definition of NFT. So, when
Okay.
thinking about a art JPEG NFT, like why would it need to hold other assets? Well, you can turn your favorite JPEG, your favorite NFT into a trust account for your children, fill it full of assets, deposit that, or like have transfer
Mm,
that entire NFT like a basket with all of the assets inside of them at their 18th birthday or whatever, and then you could lock those assets inside so they can't pull them out until they reach a certain age or something like that. But that's kind of a fringe use case. So we're an NFT protocol, all NFT types, so in-game items, more financial products. We have a number of the kind of early success with what we call vesting capsules. It's one of our products. So the idea of locking your team tokens or investor tokens inside of an NFT, putting a time lock on those so the person can't pull those tokens out, and then distributing them to either the team or the investors. Then you have this NFT with your vested tokens inside of it. You can swap it, move it to another wallet, use it as collateral, take out a loan, whatever you would like.
so would then you just transfer the NFT to the individual that you want to kind of partake in the contract, and then you pre-program the contract to unlock those tokens at its deliverable date, right?
Exactly.
And is there like a claim mechanism to, let's say, claiming those tokens, or do they automatically get airdropped into the individual's wallet because the NFT sits in the wallet, or how does that work?
Yeah, good question. No, there's a claim. So I
Okay,
mean, our DApp has been live for over a year now. So that's like
got it.
easy user friendly version for taking an NFT and putting things inside of it or pulling it out. But
Yeah,
you can always interact on Etherscan directly with the contracts if you
got it.
prefer that.
Got it. One of the coolest things about crypto is its composability, and I think charged particles is like the epitome of what composability is, right? And I feel like there's so many layers to kind of exploring why you need some to put something in an NFT. And I'm curious. Obviously, your platform is live. People have been using it. I think around the time when you came on Blockchain and Booze, correct me if I'm wrong. The platform was about to go live, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, I
This
don't
was back
remember
in
when that.
June.
So we would have been live. We probably just released our token end of May last
Okay.
year, and we would have gone live on Polygon probably mid-June or something.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe one of those things. So it, it's quite
So
gas
you've been so
intensive.
so you've
Or
been live for a while now. That's my point,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
what are some of the more interesting use cases that you guys maybe haven't thought about that you've seen people explore using the charged particles protocol, for example?
Yeah, sure. So our charged particles community is like we're in the process of progressively decentralizing. So we have a number of guilds that focus on different niches within the NFT world. So our music guild, for instance, has a company, Unchained Music, that is using NFTs for music rights distribution as kind of like an accounts management for which artist has an NFT in the background, which is pretty cool. Then we have like our gaming guild. So Book of Alchemy launched. They actually did like a fair launch of their NFT months ago at this point, but it's like a play to earn game all built on top of charged particles. So you have these um, it's quite complex and cool, and really appreciate the thoughtful lore into it, but a number of different attributes that build on top of charged particles that's really really cool. But I mean, with our DApp where it is now, a lot of people just experimenting around, a portion of interest generated within the NFT from Aave, the underlying DeFi protocol, being attributed or sent off to a charity. We've had like a Russian doll nested NFT of 13 different NFTs nested within a single NFT. So kind of like all the way down. People have discussed like doing different comic book choose your own adventure style
Mm,
NFTs that are all like nested within that NFT. You choose which one you will go on based on the
mm.
different NFTs nested inside. So it's quite a versatile NFT protocol, and ultimately we want to be an NFT protocol. We'll have an API and SDK, so this is the building blocks that people can build on top of it, and
Yeah.
we're just the guys that enable your all of these NFTs, every NFT, to have its own smart wallet and have these other tokens vested, locked, pulled apart, claiming airdrops, all on behalf of that NFT itself.
I remember when the entire like music hype was starting to kick in. I think it was around I messaged you on Telegram like December, mid-December, and I asked you, Ben, how can charged particles be used to empower like music creators? And it's a question that's been sitting in my head because I'm always curious to like learn about different use cases on how creators are using crypto to build an audience, and create new experiences online. And I met this guy in East Denver, okay, who basically partnered with Chainlink to bring Spotify data on chain, and he created this campaign where every single time, so there's tiers, there's milestones. So let's say the community listens to the song 1,000 times, then that NFT unlocks a new experience for them. If you listen to it 10,000 times, then it unlocks another experience for them. 50,000 times, another experience, and so on and so on and so forth. And I'm thinking this like charged particles could actually be used, or really could be as an interesting use case in a foundation for enabling that when it comes to, I guess, creating lockups and rewards and having something sit in something else and creating a dynamic experience around collecting someone's NFT, for example. Right? Any is that am I on the right track here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only locks we have right now, they're the, like conditional locks based on time,
Okay.
because it's very difficult to kind of spoof time and block time. But like these other conditional unlocks based on externalities like number of plays or things like this, 100% possible. And using charged particles as the base, you picture this NFT that your fan is collecting with all of these other pieces kind of bunched inside of it. You own that thing. You have complete ownership of that
So
NFT and
cool.
all of its constituents, everything locked inside. But just to pull those little pieces out, whether they be a social token, you get 1,000 social tokens for every 10,000 plays, or another NFT, like a proof of,
Yeah.
you somehow geofence it. And if you're at the conference, then you unlock a certain POAP that's actually locked inside of there. All of that could be containerized within that one NFT that fan would collect.
So cool. So cool. I'm thinking a lot of the use cases that we talked on season one is what if you could prove you were a fan of an artist before they blew up? So what if you could prove you were a Juice World fan before Juice World became Juice World and you were able to collect an NFT on his SoundCloud kind of like streaming player, which is sort of evolved into sound.xyz. But imagine you were with the first 100 listeners of that new song, and then he would create a dynamic experience, a digital experience online that would have unlockable opportunities as the community grew and as you as the individual proved, one, that you were a supporter, and two, help kind of bring more supporters into the ecosystem and more listeners, and what the rewards can kind of be there on out. Really, really cool. Gets my mind thinking onto so many different levels. Have you you brought up the music example of how people in Charged Particles community are using it for music. Can you talk more about that? Because the majority of the season 4 mint for season 4 is on where music meets Web3. So kind of go more into that. What other scenarios are you seeing? What other interesting use cases are you seeing? Uh, Projects using charged particles that include a dynamic experience online. Talk me more through that.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, I would highly encourage our listeners, people that are interested, come to our community
For sure.
calls. So we have them weekly. If you're a Discord person, jump into our Discord, segmented by guilds. Um, uh, I should have reviewed a lot of this before I jumped on the call. I was thinking you were going to do this, and I
No,
definitely should have
it's
jumped on
all
there.
good. Part of this is doing like a live brainstorm, right? And keeping it fresh. So whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, no, I mean, our music guild is kind of built up of a number of very, very creative minds, and there's a community called specifically for the music guild most Thursdays. So I think they'll start back up next Thursday, but it's
Yeah.
like every Thursday these guys kind of coming in and ideating. That's not my subject matter expertise for sure. So I'm focused more on the protocol side right now, and then right now specifically a lot on the upcoming Particlon drop, which is our first generative drop we're doing at the end
Oh
of this
yeah.
month.
What's up, guys? Adam Levy here. Sorry for the quick pause. I wanted to give some love to our two NFT sponsors that are making this episode a reality. They are Coinvise and Polygon Studios. On Coinvise, you can create a personal or community-owned social token on Ethereum or Polygon. Coinvise also helps you create incentives through token rewards and bounties, NFT business models, and bot integrations for Discord. Discover more today by visiting coinvise.co. Polygon Studios is the gaming and NFT arm of Polygon, who's focused on growing the blockchain gaming and NFT industry while bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 gaming. The Polygon Studios ecosystem comprises highly loved blockchain games like OpenSea, Upshot, Avagachi, Zedrun, Skyweaver, Decentraland, and Decentral Games. If you're a gamer, builder, or NFT creator looking to join the Polygon Studios ecosystem, get started today by visiting polygonstudios.com. All right, back to the episode. Let's talk about that. So, talk to me more about the drop. I know you guys threw a big event during ETH Denver, and you were telling me how a lot of people are using charged particles, but people need to know more about charged particles, right? And the inception of throwing this really sick event that you put together, which I'd love for you to talk about too, because it was one of my favorite events during ETH Denver. And second, how the NFT drop kind of came into place and what you're trying to do with that specifically.
Sure. And first on the event, I mean, this was the brainchild of our creative director, Mango, who's the earliest non-dev team member on Charged Particles. And oddly enough, that event happened on our 1 year anniversary. So on our 1 year anniversary last year, February 17th, we threw one of the largest metaverse parties at the time. I'm sure it's been surpassed at this point, but had thousands of people in a Crypto Voxels art gallery, so much that we broke the site multiple times. Then we expanded out. We had these parties in Decentraland and Crypto Voxels at the same time, both of which, gigantic Again, at the time, I'm sure these have grown in popularity since then. So it was quite serendipitous that we threw this huge party in real life exactly on the date, and it wasn't intentional at all. Like we moved the date around multiple times, and it just ended up on that date, which is truly magical. But had some great sponsors for the event, and we were able to put something together super magical. We had Tycho there. Ended up he was the headliner. Had Angel Baby, who is this metaverse star from Hume and Fluff, as well as a number of other DJs and artists, and a full NFT gallery. And yeah, we rented out an airplane hangar and had a literal blimp flying around, airdropping goodies from the sponsors. It was a really cool time.
You guys airdropped some serious NFTs too.
We
right?
did. We did.
Like worth 50K or something?
No, not quite that much, but Fluff actually airdropped something that was worth like 0.25 ETH, and then EPNS, I know, airdropped quite a bit of goodies and tokens that were worth multiple thousand. Universe XYZ airdropped some
But
pretty
when
cool
you say
stuff.
there was a blimp, because there aren't too many blimps that exist in the world. Okay, so when you tell me you
it was
brought
a small blimp. It was a
okay,
small
I was
blimp.
gonna say
Yeah,
I need perspective here, Ben. Like,
yeah. This
what was
is like the
blimp?
one listener ship that like would know that because it blimped out. They're like, actually, there's only this many. I know that. No, it was a small like remote control blimp, but still probably, I don't know, 12-foot long, like small as a relative
Okay,
versus like the
just like
Heisenberg, right?
flying in the airplane
Yeah,
hangar. It's like-
yeah. So flying and literally airdropping this little card stock that
So
had
cool.
QR codes or private keys or whatever to claim whatever prize it was.
Right.
So really amazing event. I think we had over 4,000 people show up. It was the ETH Denver's opening official opening party, which ETH Denver was just incredible. Sorry for all of those that got COVID. Somehow I didn't, which was fortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really fantastic 1-year anniversary, and as always, great to kind of always see the internet friends IRL. But it was at this event that we announced Particlon, which is Charged Particle's first generative drop. So, I mean, we are an NFT protocol. We have a marketplace and minting station. We have what's called leptons, which are NFTs that are part of this ecosystem. But this is the first, visual identity of Charged Particles. It's an avatar that's going to look really freaking cool. But then it has all the capabilities of Charged Particles right off the bat. So actually, each NFT, in addition to be completely generative and random, comes with a randomized amount of utility token inside of it as well that will be redeemable for future drops, amongst other things. So pretty exciting use case of the tech that we're getting really excited about.
So this is actually a perfect use case to get involved with to really understand what Charged Particle looks and feels like from a use case level, because that's something I'm going to be participating in, because I haven't been too fortunate enough to get involved with a Charged Particles like NFT yet. Maybe I have and I haven't even realized, because a lot of it happens underneath the hood. But from what I recall, I don't remember unlocking any form of dynamic experience that comes that's like unique and true to Charged Particles. So I'm super excited about it. Can you talk more about like the utility, and how do you think about utility frameworks for NFTs? Because it's different than just a zoo animal PFP project, right? And I'm sure you're imagining in a whole ecosystem of fun that surrounds this particular collectible. So talk to me more about that.
Definitely. Well, I mean, so this NFT is aesthetically pretty innovative and beautiful and amazing, and all of the things that, not financial advice, buy the artwork that resonates with you.
Hmm.
But the ability for it to have a randomized amount of utility token that is used for another use within the ecosystem. I mean, part of our gaming guild, the ideas that are coming out of this, and this is like the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people when they hear about Charged Particles. It's like, oh, my NFT can own other assets. Those assets can be deposited into a DeFi protocol in the background and be earning yield. So I have a principal and I have accumulated yield all within like this battle axe or this character within a game. Well, what a cool game mechanic that is, being able to piece apart this like accumulated interest as power within the game, as voting weight within a DAO or whatever. So this drop, Particlon, really allows us to flex hard, like that gaming attribute and those gaming abilities. And I mean, the ideation sessions on this and like rough, like PvP and there's some really, really cool stuff that we're working on. And it's all enabled by the Charged Particles protocol. And it finally gives us that thing that we can use, that we can put our creative energy in. And it's like, this is our DApp is a good showcase of what's possible. Like, but this can actually, shove it down the throats of like what actually is possible, what it could look like in your generative drop coming up. And we want to spearhead that whole process.
So when is the drop? Give me some drop details. When is the drop? Where can we learn more? All that stuff.
Yeah. So the drop is the 31st of March, which is the tail end of NFTLA. So this is being recorded on the 11th of March. So we might actually, we'll see. That might be a hectic day to launch it, but
yet
what are you going to do? Launch it on
day.
April 1st,
Yeah.
like April Fool's Day. So might have to push it back 2 days or move it forward. So that was the original plan, but we're actually planning to do like a pretty big activation. Stop by our booth at NFTLA. We'll be there representing. Should be a pretty unique experience that we're setting up there with some of our partners and friends from the space. It's also going to be super cool. So the plan is the 31st of March. People can find out more. The website is particlon.xyz. Or our Twitter is Particlon_XYZ. I'm sure you'll link those in the tweet or whatever.
Yeah. Ben, tell me more. If a creator wanted to take advantage of the benefit and the value that Charged Particle NFTs provide, okay, and of creating a dynamic experience for collectors, is there an interface to actually create the NFT, to add the dynamicness to it? Again, I don't know how this works. I'm not a technical person, so I'm really counting on you and your technical expertise here to kind of like guide me through. But I'm trying to think about this from the point of view, like, let's say I'm a creator, okay? I run a podcast. I want to do some interesting drop mechanic for Mint's audience of some sort. How do I actually go and do that? Because a lot of the NFTs right now only provide static features. It's just you upload the image, you can have an unlockable content if someone purchases it. You can either set a bonding curve, one flat fee. It's very just like cut and dry, right? But this is way more interesting to me because now I can create an interesting experience that's also backed by data, right? As participation kind of evolves, and two, create something that might stand out from the crowd as well, that extends beyond just an image, for example. So how does a creator come to Charged Particles and actually build a dynamic NFT?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a few things. One, I mean, if you have an idea, Charged Particles enables an NFT to hold other assets. So the whole like dynamic externalities unlocking, that hasn't been built into the protocol. It's definitely on our roadmap, but time is something that's very difficult to tamper with.
Right.
Externalities based on downloads or whatever. These, in my mind, instantly is like attack vector, something exploitable, whatever. That is something we will add, but right now, if it's time-based, you can very easily go to our DApp. It's on live on ETH or Polygon for over a year now. It's been audited, whatever. You can mint your NFT. You can deposit tokens, whether they be fungible or non, inside of it, and you can deposit as many of them as you want. And then you can use this to do that like Russian doll, deeper sort of idea of like all the way down. This one locked, unlocks that one, which unlocks that one, and kind of piece it up like that. So really, creativity is your biggest benefit here, and like the more you can dream up, jump in our Discord, ask us, build together. We're always looking for like innovative new use cases that utilize this technology. But yeah, being live on Polygon, super cheap and easy, assuming it's up, I guess, since this recent news. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm also trying to think of like what does the future look like for charged particles? Like where do you guys see yourselves in a few years from now? And I've been asking the 5 to 10 year question, but that's like 100 years in crypto. So I'm trying to narrow down my focus to the next 6 months to a year to 2 years. What can we expect?
Yeah. Well, I mean, our focus over the last 3 months has been pushing out a protocol upgrade. So,
Hmm.
Protocol V2 comes out in the next 2 weeks, which is pretty exciting. It has a number of improvements. And like the TLDR here is that it allows ERC 1155s to be easily deposited, which wasn't quite supported. Your NFT can claim airdrops. So, common thing that like your NFT is collecting all of these airdrops or whatever. If you have that inside of a smart wallet, you need to be able to claim that airdrop on behalf of that NFT that's deposited. And then the ability to whitelist or enable more NFT collections to use this technology. So our vision, like long term, is that every NFT can hold other assets. So right now it's just NFTs minted on Rarible or on our platform, but those were always meant to be like a proof of concept. We
Hmm.
want everything. We want Bored Ape. We want all of these NFTs to be able to hold other assets in a programmable manner. So this protocol V2 enables us to do that.
Got
So
it.
then over the next 6 months to a year, it's just moving closer and closer to that vision of being an NFT protocol, allowing all NFTs to do this. And with Particlon, it allows us to really flex the creativity muscle of like what this could look like for within in-game items. And then Particlon has a bunch of like IRL access that's going to be really cool. But yeah, being able to like flex that creativity on the technology side using charged particles is really what gets us super excited around that.
Amazing. Ben, before we kind of wrap this up, where can we find you? Where can we find charged particles? Throw again the what'd you call it? Particon, right?
Particlon.
Particlon. It's a cool name. Where can we learn more about everything?
Yeah, sure. So me, probably easiest is Twitter at Ben Lakoff, BenLakoff. It's actually the same on all the other socials if you prefer that. Charged particles were at DeFi NFT. So fun fact, we got that in February 2020, so long before DeFi
That's a
summer.
solid name to
I
grab.
know, yeah. So if we ever need another additional funding, we'll just sell the Twitter handle and switch to charged underscore particles underscore or whatever's left. And then and then Particlon is at Particlon, Particlon underscore XYZ on Twitter. And those are probably the three most relevant links. And from
Amazing.
there, you could get into our Discords and find all the other relevant links.
Amazing, dude. Ben, thank you so much for being on. We should do this again soon. But until then, good luck with everything.
Adam, great to see you, man. Thanks.
What's up, guys? If you've gotten this far, then I owe you a listener badge NFT. Go to adamlevy.io/POAP, that's POAP, and click the respective season. Fill out your info, and I'll distribute the free to mint NFT at the end of the season. Also, please make sure to rate and subscribe to the podcast. You won't believe it, but it helps me out a ton. And finally, hit me up on Twitter at LevyChain. I want to hear what you're building, the latest crowdfund you're trying to complete, or if you just simply want to chat. If you couldn't tell already, I love talking about where crypto meets the creator economy, and it's no different if it's coming from you directly. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world, and we'll catch you on the next episode.